You're not reckless. You buckle up. You don't text while driving. You've watched Final Destination and thought, nice try, death, but I don't use tanning beds. And yet, you could still die in the dumbest way imaginable. Right now. In your kitchen, in your driveway. Because while we imagine death as some dramatic boss fight, a shark attack, a fiery crash, a fall from Mount Everest, reality is way pettier than that. Today, we're counting down every accidental death you'd never expect, but could 100% still happen. These aren't urban legends. They're not freak anomalies. They're what happens when modern life meets bad luck and just the tiniest bit of hubris. So sit back, but not too hard, because your chair might be planning something. 10. Death by falling coconut. You're on vacation. The sun is perfect. You're sipping something with a paper umbrella in it. You look up at the palm trees swaying gently above, and that's the last thing you ever see. Because somewhere up there, a coconut has decided to obey gravity and ignore you. Falling from 80 feet up, a coconut can hit the ground with over 2,000 pounds of force per square inch. That's not a fruit. That's a blunt force meteor wrapped in a tropical shell. Every year, it's estimated that more people are killed by coconuts than sharks, which means that beach you booked for relaxation, statistically more dangerous than Jaws. It's not a myth. Hospitals in tropical countries log these as real causes of death. Skull fractures, brain hemorrhages, comas, all because you dared to nap under a tree. Moral of the story? If it grows above your head and weighs more than your phone, it's not a snack. It's a weapon. 9. Death by scarf plus escalator. You're late. You're stylish. You toss on a scarf for that effortless intellectual look. It flutters behind you like you're walking in slow motion. Then it gets caught. One missed step, one flick of fabric, and suddenly your neck is being yanked backwards by 7 tons of industrial-grade people mover. Escalators don't stop. They pull, and if your scarf gets jammed in the gears, it doesn't just tug, it tightens, until it becomes a makeshift garrote designed by an architecture student with poor empathy settings. This exact fate befell Isadora Duncan, legendary dancer, bohemian icon, inventor of dramatic exits. She died when her long silk scarf wrapped around a car axle and snapped her neck on impact. Modern versions? Still happening. Scarves, long sleeves, hoodie strings, escalators, and moving walkways don't care. They just eat. So remember, the escalator's not your runway. It's a throat-hunting treadmill with an appetite for accessories. 8. Death by birthday balloon. It's a celebration. There's cake, music, friends. Someone hands you a shiny balloon. It floats, it sparkles, electrocutes a city block. Mylar balloons, the metallic, helium-filled ones, are cute until they touch power lines. Then they become improvised EMP devices. They've caused fires, blackouts, and even fatal shocks. But the danger doesn't stop at the sky. Back on the ground, latex balloons are a top choking hazard, especially for kids. Swallow one? It forms an airtight seal in your throat. No breath, no sound, just a party gone terminal. And let's not forget the adults who inhale helium for fun, only to pass out mid-giggle and collapse headfirst into a table. Because nothing says life of the party like dying from a voice filter. So yeah, balloons. Not harmless. Inflated, celebratory landmines. 7. Death by beard. Facial hair a symbol of wisdom, ruggedness, or your inability to find a razor. But grow it long enough, and it becomes a tripwire connected to your spine. Let's rewind to 1567. Hans Steininger, an Austrian mayor, had a beard over 4.5 feet long. He normally kept it rolled up in a pouch. One day he forgot, he tripped on his own beard, fell down a flight of stairs, and snapped his neck. And while that sounds like a medieval gag reel, long hair and beards still kill. Machinery doesn't care about your personal grooming aesthetic. Hair gets caught, scalps get torn, necks get twisted like headphone cords in your pocket. Industrial accidents have claimed plenty of modern-day Hanses. Even gym equipment and motorcycles can get grabby. So unless you want your legacy to be a cautionary tale with facial hair as the villain, consider the trim, or at least a safety braid. 6. Death by candle during stretching. You're at home. You're grounded. You've got ambient music, a yoga mat, and a candle that smells like emotionally stable sandalwood. You go for a deep stretch, and boom, you become the human wick. Yes, people have accidentally lit themselves on fire during yoga, meditation, or just one stretch before bed. One slip, one hair flick, and your ponytail meets open flame. You panic, flail, knock over the candle, and now your living room is reenacting a fire elemental boss battle. The National Fire Protection Association reports dozens of house fires every year started by unattended or poorly placed candles. It doesn't take a big blaze, just one tiny flame and a really bad angle. And in those moments of confusion, the thing you're supposed to do, stop, drop, and roll, is the thing your panicked lizard brain forgets entirely. So next time you're lighting a vibe, ask yourself, is this aromatherapy or arson with extra steps? 5. Death by soda can launch. It's summer. You leave a soda in the car, you come back an hour later, open it casually, and it detonates like a carbonated frag grenade. Aluminum cans are sealed pressure vessels. Add heat, and the internal pressure builds until the can either explodes or turns into a projectile with the personality of a nail gun. People have suffered eye trauma, facial fractures, and one recorded case of a soda can blasting directly into someone's throat, fatally crushing their windpipe. That refreshing fizz, it's compressed gas with nothing to lose. This doesn't just happen in cars, it happens in fridges, in factories. Anywhere a can gets compromised, shaken, or dropped just wrong. And don't even start with carbonated energy drinks. Those things are barely drinks. They're pressurized sugar bombs wearing aluminum suits. So, next time you pop open a cold one, maybe aim it away from your face. 4. Death by jacket drawstring on playground equipment. It's a chilly day. The kids bundled up, hood on, drawstring swinging. They climb the jungle gym. They go down the slide. And the string catches on something. In seconds, what was supposed to be recess turns into strangulation. This has happened multiple times. Drawstrings have gotten caught on slides, monkey bars, and bus doors, turning playgrounds into nooses built for fun. So many kids were injured or killed in the 80s and 90s that it led to actual clothing regulations. That's why most kids' jackets today come with breakaway cords or none at all. But the danger's not just for kids. Drawstrings on hoodies have snagged in escalators, elevators, and even gym equipment. Anywhere, friction meets momentum. So while it might be comfy and casual, that little string dangling near your neck, it's not fashion, it's foreshadowing. 3. Death by escaping lawnmower blade. You're mowing the lawn, sun's out. You're thinking about dinner, taxes, maybe aliens. You're not thinking about the high-velocity metal spinning inches from your ankles, but maybe you should be. Lawnmower blades spin at 3,000 RPM, sharp enough to slice a finger clean off, fast enough to launch debris at speeds that rival a bullet. And sometimes, due to poor maintenance, cheap parts, or pure cosmic spite, the blade itself breaks free. There are documented cases of mower blades flying out like shrapnel from a medieval trebuchet, slicing through legs, walls, and tragically, people. Even the grass clippings get deadly if they're hiding stones or nails. They become tiny missiles, and your shins are in the splash zone. So next time you mow, skip the flip-flops, wear goggles, and maybe say goodbye to your ankles. Number 2. Death by falling bookshelf. Bookshelves, especially tall, top-heavy ones, are responsible for thousands of injuries and dozens of deaths every year, particularly among kids and the elderly. All it takes is one unanchored shelf, one curious tug, or one earthquake emoji's worth of vibration, and you've got 300 pounds of hardwood and Hemingway crushing your ribcage. The worst part? Most of these deaths happen in bedrooms, often when people are asleep, reading, or just trying to plug something in behind the furniture. You thought you were organizing your space. Turns out you were building a leaning tower of nope. So, unless you want to be found under a copy of How to Declutter Your Life, anchor your furniture, or say goodbye to your spine. Number 1. Death by sitting too long. That's right. Not skydiving, not base jumping, just sitting at your desk, in your car, on your couch, watching videos like this one. Extended sitting, especially for hours without movement, can lead to deep vein thrombosis, DVT. That's when a blood clot forms in your leg, travels to your lungs, and quietly kills you faster than a heart attack. Pilots know it, gamers know it, office workers ignore it, and sometimes people just don't wake up. This is especially common on long flights, so much so that it's nicknamed economy class syndrome. But it doesn't need a plane, just a chair, and a little too much stillness. You think you're safe because you're indoors, not moving, being productive, but your circulatory system sees it differently. So stand up, stretch, walk around, because the most unexpected accidental death might already be happening while you scroll. So yeah, turns out death isn't always a shadowy figure with a scythe. Sometimes it's a coconut, or your scarf, or the bookshelf you were really proud of until it betrayed you. We spend so much time worrying about plane crashes, serial killers, and the apocalypse. But statistically, it's your chair that's gunning for you. Quiet, patient, upholstered. The world isn't dangerous because it hates you. It's dangerous because it's indifferent. And sometimes your hoodie string loops around a jungle gym at exactly the wrong moment. So stay curious, stay moving, and maybe bolt your furniture because in this game we call life, the tutorial never warned you about balloons. Thanks for watching.